Morning, Falcon fans. Doing a quick recap of our unfortunate loss last night against the Kansas City Chiefs. Get right into it, man. I will say this. I don't usually like to take the more victory high road, but we did play very well against the champs. And, it's about, making plays when they need to be made and capitalizing on the mistakes that, Kansas City can make. One of the things, when I say that, we did catch an interception from Justin Simmons, but we also had a drop one from Jesse Bates that kind of hurt. Well, not only that, we had a drop one from Jesse Bates and we had a drop one from Mike Hughes. You got to come up with those plays in order to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Offensively, we lost two linemen during the game, Kenneth McGarry and Drew Dalman, which altered our play calling and how our offense was effective. Because, those guys are important on the line. When you playing against a team like Kansas City, you don't want to lose a lineman in retrospect because, they could utilize, these guys not having no continuity with the rest of the line, and you're thrown into the mix when the lights are bright. So that scares a lot of people. And you can clearly see the difference without Dahlman and McGarry in the lineup. Play calling for me throughout the game, I can honestly say was it was hit or miss. I know for a fact that Kansas City had the ball for damn near 30 minutes throughout the whole game, if not more. And we barely had it at all. I know at one point in the game, it was they was almost at 30 minutes of time of possession, and we were just over 12. So, time of possession is very key in the game of football. You got to have the ball more time. You have to have the ball longer than your opponent and whatnot. And that aspect, you to be able to, wear their defenses down, things of that nature. Speaking of defense, I'll also say our defense plays solid. Our linebacker core got to get better. Even though I can't lie, it's not all of the linebacker core, all on the linebacker core. Our D line in the run game is not as strong as I would think they will be, because they do get pushed back a good bit. And that also don't help at all when you're getting pushed back towards your linebackers. So that's why things like that could take place, where you're seeing running backs getting 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a carry. So like I said, our front seven has to improve in totality for us to keep teams from being able to have their way with us on defense, because they're able to run the football, and which if you can run the football, that lead to play action lead to big plays, so on and so forth. So you have to improve on that. Back end did their job as usual. Of course, you seen Justin Simmons with the pick, a couple plays here and there. So like I said, they're doing their thing, but like I said, it's still early in the season. We got to get together, get better collectively when it comes to that. Now, I know a lot of folks are upset because obvious pass interference call should have been called, and it wasn't. But I remember I had a conversation with some people, and they were saying, when I said that Kansas City got bailed out by Cincinnati, folks took it and was everybody gets that call. Now, we played Monday night when Ray McLeod got ball before the play we threw the game winning touchdown to Drake London. Ray McLeod goes out there and gets completely mauled on the play. You run a post route, he's already getting held, then illegal contact, and then pass interference. Choose a flag, but no flag came out. last night, you see where it should have been a PI call for Pitts in the back of the end zone. The refs didn't throw it. Now, folks be like, well, that's a good no call. You got to make a play. BS, because as a Falcon fan, I've watched, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you fans can vouch with me on this, I've watched plenty of times, Robert Alford get called for that call. Because why? He not playing the football. I mean, even if it was like he really didn't make, like he didn't really bother the receiver on the play, but he got the call thrown on him, the flag thrown on him because he didn't play the football. But obviously, that don't count when it comes to the Falcons. So, hey, it is what it is. It just, like I said, you hate to see stuff like that, especially when you watch one of your former players get flagged for that exact reason that I explained. That kind of bothers you a little bit. And of course, the fourth down play that leads up to, us getting stopped. Me personally, I don't like the play call, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is 2 weeks that we done gave the ball to Bijan Robinson in a 4th and 1 situation, and he didn't pick it up. At this point, I'm not trying to bash the man. Again, he's a phenomenal player. But you got a guy like Tyler Algier, just give him the ball. And if I get stonewalled up front, I can take that versus, running veer plays where you're trying to get Bijan on a stretch run or whatnot. On 4th and 1, you got to be able to put a hat on the hat and try to surge forward for a yard. Some people might say it was a great play call. I disagree wholeheartedly. I looked at the play several times. Even if Bijan hits the cutback gap and picks up the linebacker, the safety is right there. And again, it just don't seem like a good play call to me. And I also don't like the fact that personnel-wise, you had Tyler Algier as the lead blocker in front of Bijan. Make fullbacks great again. That's my 2024 presidential election campaign slogan. Make fullbacks great again. Because when plays like that take place, you need a fullback. Listen to me good. You need a fullback to be able to get things going. And if we had a fullback on plays like that, we wouldn't have to run plays like that because he could help surge the line forward. But since we don't, stuff like that happens. But, I mean, it's a good fight. It showed a lot of promise. A lot of mistakes being made. I guess, it's called growing pains. Even though a lot of times you don't want to hear about growing pains because you want to beat the teams that you feel like need to be beaten. Especially when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are not, playing their best ball right now. So, these guys are legit 3-0, and they really could be easily 0-3 currently. But there's a difference between folks that have been there and people that's trying to get there. But we have to, at least we learning from our mistakes early in the season, but it's certain stuff I just don't want to see no more. I need our coaching staff to really get in their mindset, okay, we might need to start doing X, Y, and Z, especially offensively. But like I say, I also understand that losing Caleb McGarry and Drew Dahlman in that game takes a major hit. And this is why we tell fans that having continuity on your line is very important, because we've seen fans talk about how we need to get rid of Caleb McGarry and this, that, and third, but you clearly saw the dynamic of him going out, how much that changed. And people don't understand. You see how Lindstrom didn't look as like himself because McGarry went down? That's the thing. McGarry, don't get me wrong, Lindstrom is one of the best guards in this league. But there's a reason why McGarry is beside him. That's his running mate. He's very comfortable with McGarry next to him. He didn't seem as comfortable with Norton next to him, and it didn't help none that he had Nunzel next to him. So, like I said, he looked a little fidgety last night on certain aspects, but we're going to see what happens as the week progresses. Hey, we took a loss. It's a learning lesson. We got to get ready for the Saints this coming Sunday. Definitely want to win in that aspect. So, hey man, we just got to do our job and just keep balling. Let's go Falcons.